Hello, my name is Dr. Tamika Johnson, and I am the owner of Grow Up on Empowerment Life Coaching and the author of Grow Up on Purpose, the book, and the journal. And so today, I just want to talk about the importance of knowing what makes you happy and what should make you happy. So today, I read chapter 4, Happiness from Within, because some people in life believe that they need some type of external approval to be happy in life. And how many of you know that depending on how you feel, if you're happy or sad, it depends on how encouraged you are to move forward in your purpose. And so this chapter asks a question. I'm not going to read all of it, but it says, do you know that the only person that can truly make you happy is you? Do you know that true happiness starts from within, then pours outwardly? You may be asking, what is happiness and what does that mean? And so I go into talking about happiness is the state of being happy. Being happy is a feeling of showing pleasure or contentment. Showing pleasure does not have to come from external things. However, true happiness and contentment comes from being satisfied with who you are right now. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be happy about your current situation. It doesn't mean that you are happy about your plot in life right now. But because life happens, because we do not have control of everything that happens in our life, because God ultimately has the control, we have to get up every morning and choose to be happy. And so in my book, Grow Up on Purpose, I give the reader strategies on how to get up every day feeling confident about who God made you to be at that moment, in the present, at this time. You may not be happy about everything that's going on in your life, but you can choose to be happy. You can choose to remain in the present and say, even though I don't like where my life has me right now, I don't like certain relationships, things that's going on in certain relationships right now, but I'm choosing to be happy. Because what does your happiness, being happy from within, allows you to be free to become who God called you to be. And it matters if you wake up happy or sad. It matters if you go to bed happy or sad. And so every day, and how many of you know that it's a grow up on purpose, growing up, keeping a growth mindset takes practice. You will not get here overnight. It takes practice. Even myself, there are times in my life where I wrote this book in 2018, I believe. No, I wrote this book in 2020. And there are times since 2020, I have to go back and take my own advice. I have to go back. I have to scaffold through my book and say, I need to read a chapter to motivate me to continue on my journey, to continue on my purpose, continue to remind myself what it is that God has called me to do. And Grow Up on Purpose, when reading this 21-day journey, no matter what you do in life, when you on purpose, you are motivated to be the best version of yourself. If you're a teacher in the classroom, you're motivated to be the best person that you can be for those you serve. If you're a police officer, you are motivated to be the best police officer that you can be to service the people that you service. If you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, if you are an entertainer, if you are whatever you are in life, when you grow up on purpose, when you're living out your purpose in every area of your life, then you are motivated to give the best version of yourself that you can. And again, like I said, it takes practice. And so here, after we read, I didn't read the full chapter 4, but this is the prompt question. So this is where the journal take place. And I want to read just the back real quick. It says, from Coach Dr. Tamika, the author of Grow Up on Purpose, presents its compatible resource tool. Grow Up on Purpose, the journal. In this journal, you will find essential questions that will prompt you to become more aware of your own thoughts. This process will create an awareness that will promote healthy thinking, and as a result, you will experience positive outcomes in every area of your life. And so I asked the question on the back, why we journal. So what's the importance of journaling? Why is it important that we journal? How does it benefit us? Journaling. I've been one to journal since I was a little bitty girl, 6, 7 years old. I've been a person that journal. I believe in putting my thoughts on paper. And what that does is, after I put my thoughts on paper, I read what I write down, and then I reflect. Gives me the opportunity to assess my life. And I got journals from way back in the day that I would go pull out and read and be like, dang, I was thinking like that back then. It also shows me the growth, how far I've come, how far I've grown, right? And so why we journal? Journaling helps to solve mental conflict easier. It's also a stress reliever and helps eradicate anxieties. Journaling helps you to sort out and process your mental thoughts with the objective of gaining mental freedom. Enjoy the space to freely write your heart's desires or the prompt questions. My sole purpose is to coach you into growing up on purpose. So the title of chapter 4 in the book is Happiness from Within. And so after you read the chapter, you will move on to your journal and answer the prompt question. And the purpose of these prompt questions is to get you to critically think, begin to process your thoughts, begin to think about what you are thinking about, becoming one with your own mind and your own way of thinking. I see a piece of hair right here. Own way of thinking. So the prompt question says, what is happiness? And what does it truly mean to me? Do I believe that I'm the only person that can make me happy? Now, this is time for you to reflect on yourself and what you believe. Do I believe that I'm the only person that can make me happy? So now the book tells me that only I can make me happy. And I have to answer this question truthfully to myself. Do I believe that I'm the only person that can make me happy? Do I know that true happiness starts from within, then pours outwardly? Do I believe those things? If I don't believe those things, then what do I need to do to make sure that I change my mindset, that I change this? Because what happens when you allow external things to control whether you are happy or not? You are tossed back and forth in your feelings and your emotions. You are moved by everything and everybody outside yourself, and what that makes you unstable in all of your ways. You don't do when you allow somebody to dictate or control when you are happy or when you are sad, then that means that you have no control over your life. And we want to switch that. We want you to be able to take control of your feelings, take control of your emotion. And what does that mean? I choose to make myself happy. Somebody asked me a question. They said, Dr. Johnson, are you happy here? And my response was, I'm always happy. Regardless if I'm unhappy with a situation, if I'm unhappy with a job, I'm unhappy with a supervisor, I'm unhappy with my spouse, I'm unhappy with my children. If I'm unhappy with those situations, I would never let those situations dictate me being happy from within. I choose to be happy, and despite my circumstances, every day I wake up and I find something to make myself happy. I cannot be controlled by external things and external situations, because then if I'm controlled by external situations, I could not fulfill the purpose for which God has called me to. You cannot fulfill the purpose for which you are called to do. That means if you are controlled by external things, when you go on a job, you are moody, you are angry. And don't get me wrong, there are times where I have to go back and reflect, because when I find myself coming into my classroom and I'm feeling moody and I find myself being agitated by other people, I begin to think about what I'm thinking about, and then I shift my mind. See, that's the difference between having a fixed and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset continues to wallow in their mess, continue to wallow in the same negative mindset. But a growth mindset assess their situations and say, yeah, I'm unhappy right now, but what do I need to do to move myself from point A and B to make me feel happy about this situation? I'm gonna be happy with myself from within, but to make myself happy about this situation, what do I need to do? We have to start taking control of our feelings and of our life. And if we want to grow up on purpose, grow up and be intentional about our growth, then we have to make some wise decisions, right? For ourselves and for our lives. And so with that being said, so some people ask me, what is this book just for women? No, Grow Up on Purpose is a book for men, women, young, and old. My middle school students are reading Grow Up on Purpose. I have males who have read Grow Up on Purpose, females who have read Grow Up on Purpose. This book is for everyone who wants to learn how to eradicate negative thinking, negative mindsets, to move themselves forward on purpose. And so this book is for everyone. And I pray that everyone enjoy it. You can create a reading book club, and you guys go through these books, go through these chapters together. Read the chapters together, and then have a breakout where you guys answer the journal. You know, the whole goal is for us to have a healthy mind and a healthy way of thinking. And I believe that it's God's will for us to renew our minds so we can have a better outcome, positive outcomes in our lives. And when we have better outcomes or positive outcomes in our lives, then everybody that we influence also have positive outcomes in their lives. And so that is the goal. So I'm going to end the video today, but I do want you guys to share the video, subscribe to my YouTube, Grow Up Empowerment with Dr. Tamika Johnson. And if you have not purchased the book, Grow Up on Purpose, or the journal, please do so. Share it with a family member. Grow Up on Purpose. The book is a 21-day read, and it's broken down by chapters. And in the same way, the journal is a 21-day journal. And also on the back of, let me see, in the back of the journal, let me see, I'm gonna show you in the back of the book too in a minute, but the back of the journal has my contact information and my logo. Okay, so here, this is what I want. It's in the book. And so in the back of the book, how many of you know that you can set goals when it comes to your behavior and your mindset? And so it's very important for us to set goals when it comes to not only our careers and our education, but set goals when it comes to the things that we think about. And so you can also set goals in regards to the way you think. How do I shift myself from thinking that I need my spouse to make me happy? The best marriages are those who choose to be happy individually, and then you come together collectively to be powerful with your spouse or your significant other. You come together after you guys make yourself happy. Choose to be happy. Choose to be happy despite life circumstances. And so in the back of the book, Grow Up on Purpose, it asks questions, 5 questions to ask yourself when identifying your life's purpose. Because some people may say, okay, grow up on purpose, but what is my purpose? Some people may not understand their purpose. And so what I do is I ask 5 questions, essential questions, to try to guide you into possibly discovering your purpose. And then you answer these questions. And then the next question is, who am I? And these are also prompting questions. And I say, list adjectives that describe you. What are some of your weaknesses? What are some of your strengths? What do you like about yourself? What would you change about yourself? On a scale from 1 to 10, how happy are you with yourself in your life? And then I have adjectives. I list about 100, maybe 100 adjectives to kind of help you guys choose words to describe yourself. So, what you're going to realize on this journey is while you're in the midst of discovering your purpose, you're discovering yourself, how you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself. If you truly love yourself, and it's impossible, I'm going to tell you, it's impossible to love anybody else if you don't love yourself. Loving yourself, you're going to read in here, loving yourself, setting boundaries for yourself, and then it has a goal setting sheet. So here in the back it has a goal setting sheet. And then you utilize it. And then here are some quotes that I use often in my business. So yes, and my contact information in the back. Again, share this video, share my YouTube channel. What I will begin to do is interviewing people. I will have a talk show. I will be posting the interviews, talk show, Grow Up Empowerment with Dr. Tamika. And on that virtual talk show, I will interview people from different walks of life, people who are everyday people who have decided to use their life to be on purpose, to be intentional, to bring about a positive change in the world. And then I will interview people who have made a huge impact in the world and in the community around them, and they would discuss with my audience why they made a choice to live on purpose and to grow on purpose. And they will also explain how their purpose is impacting the world in a positive light. So bringing about a positive change is what I'm all about. This what this video will be about. My purpose is about bringing about positive change in the world. My purpose is to empower other people to be the best version of themselves. So that means if I'm in the classroom, if I'm at home, if I'm in the mall, if I'm wherever I'm at. If I encounter someone, I promise you they will leave and say, Dr. Tamika or Tamika empowered me or motivated me to do what I need to do to get the job done, my goals set my goals, execute my goals, and just be the best version of myself. So thank you guys for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and click the notification button. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel once again, so please partner with me. Share the video. If you like what you heard today, put something in the comment section. If you already have the book Grow Up on Purpose, tell me what chapter you want me to talk about or discuss later. So do me a favor, share, subscribe, and let today be the day you decide to what? Grow up on purpose. Have a blessed day.